Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we're back to do my mid-month check-in in EveryDollar. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below. Hope you're having a super fantastic day. I am not sure why I always trip up over my words when I do my intro, but I do. And this app is EveryDollar. This is the free version. There is a paid-for version, but I'm not getting that. I am going to get at some point in this year Wine app so I can play with that. And I think I can't remember your name, and I'm so sorry, but you told me that there's a YouTube channel where I can learn about how to use the app, so that way make the shorten my learning curve when I go and try out that app. So we have about 16 transactions in here, and let's get all this stuff started and classified. This has been like a weekend. So today is actually Sunday, and this is going to go up on Tuesday. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So let's drag and drop my salary, $26.68, and then the rent from my sons, which is $300. And I need to check on something because my son said the lights and stuff all came on, like various lights. The car started braking and doing all kind of weird stuff while he was driving it. So it is now at the mechanics. It got towed yesterday on Saturday about 2 something. It took almost all day before I can get the tow company to even answer the phone. But when he got here, he was really, really nice and explained how they work on the weekends. And there's a certain time when they're only taking calls which are like related to like traffic accidents and stuff like that. And so when I got in contact with them afternoon, that's when they were taking calls like mine. Okay, so in car maintenance, I have 277.99. I that is not going to be anywhere near what it's going to take to fix my car, because he was saying he thought it was the alternator, and I thought it was the alternator when I went to talk to them about the battery light that was coming on. I thought it was the alternator then because my battery wasn't that old. But so we'll see. But I don't know. They won't be able to look at my car until Monday, because they had so much stuff to do yesterday and today, and they don't work a full schedule on Sundays, and plus the labor shortage and stuff. So it's a whole thing. So I did pay my rent, and it turned out to be $10.58.50. But at least the tow truck driver was nice. He was super nice. He was pretty fun. He was telling me a story. And, when I think of Hellcats, I've always thought of Hellcats as people who speed. I never knew they were cars. So when I tell you guys I don't know anything about cars, I kid you not. So 1058. And so he's telling me when I say somebody speeding like a Hellcat, I'm just saying it in that context. Well, when I say it, I can see his eyes light up. So, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then he goes and tells me a story of 2 stolen Hellcats. And I forgot what area of Memphis they were in. And him and his partner had to go out and tow the 2 cars back to the tow lot, and he was explaining how they have to put holes on things and stuff like that. And so I also spent $21.72 on gas this past Friday. So he's explaining this whole thing, and he said the entire time they were trying to tow the car, somebody from within the apartments was messing with the cars. So, but they did get them towed and all that cool stuff. So let's get these deposits and stuff like that classified. Let me tell y'all something. That lady not only messed up my son's account by closing that account when I didn't ask her to, she messed up my deposits too. So that new checking, the deposit went into there, but my savings for like Christmas and stuff that was automatically coming out of my account, it all went into my youngest son's account. Like everything went into my youngest son's account, except for um what went into that checking account, that new checking account that I opened. I am So it's like I'm gonna have to move things around to get things the way it should be. And I haven't taken the time to do it because I'm like, what? Did not ask for any of this stuff. She just messed up everything. But they did confirm that my next deposits will be done properly. Being here, back to the story. And so she is, so let me do a split on this cash envelopes here. Let's do the split on that. But he tells me that they get the cars back to the lot and they get a call, and the person is telling them, hey, these are my cars. Why'd y'all take my cars? Blah, 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 blah. The whole song and dance. And he's like, they just automatically tell you to come get your car. But you have to straighten out something, whatever, with the police or whatever, about why they took the cars and all this other stuff. So they hang up thinking, okay, we told this person and they'll get it fixed or whatever, because they're not getting in the middle. They have to hold it until the police release it. So he says that night they show up and they try to scale the fence, but the fence is electrified fence, and it shocks one of them so bad that the person gets knocked to the ground. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm just kind of confused. First, I know you need the key fob to be messing with the cars from inside of anywhere. So if the cars are stolen, how they get the key fob? Were they supposed to be test driving and then they just drove off? Like, how we get here, like, and I know as a tow truck driver, he's just there to pick up the car, take it, and they just do whatever they're told. But it was very, very confusing for me because I'm like, why would you go there? Like, why would you go there? But anyway, they leave after they get shocked by the electric fence. And he said the signs all over the place. And I don't know if any of you have ever been shocked by an electric fence. I have, as a kid, but it was like in a farm setting. My cousin had hogs, and the hogs had like some little baby pigs. What are the babies called? Piglets? I don't know, but the little ones. And so I remember 6 years old running up to it, and she was telling me not to touch it, and I got close. I didn't touch it, and that thing got me on the leg. So yeah, I'm sorry. I can still feel that today. So it was like, oh shoot. If it knocked him on the ground, because it did not knock me on the ground, and I was a kid. I just remember it. There was a punch to it. But anyway, he says the very next day, they're seeing all this on the security camera, and they're just like, they can't believe it's happening. In laundry, I put in 55. Did I put that on the wrong line? I sure did. Household, I put in 60. See, this is out of order from the way it is in my budget. 60. And then laundry is 55. And then personal is 150. So, I'm just like, what in the world? This is some weird wackadoo stuff. Um, because I'm not, I think did I go to the bank on Saturday? Because the bank wouldn't have been open. I think I went on that Friday. So let me change that date and track those. So that should populate like household and stuff like that. So there it is. And he's just telling his story. He has this big grin on his face. And I'm just like, dude. So I am going to drag and drop these Amazon, because I did make a purchase on Amazon for some books. I talked about it Saturday in my weekly check-in. And so I took the cash out. So this is going to look like I overspent until I deposit that money. And right now the $29 is sitting here. So I'm going to let that sit in the negative until I go to the bank and deposit the $29 that I have right here. But yeah, and I can't remember something else he was saying, because they're watching a video and the people are calling, they're trying to get the cars, and they show up. There was something they were showing up, so they plan on stealing them like in broad daylight from there. And he's like, but they didn't know that. I guess they got in contact with, the police, and so the police were like waiting on them to show up to get it. And so once they get inside, they get arrested and whatever. But I'm just like, that's just like the biggest dumb sandwich I've ever heard. It's like dumb on dumb on more dumb. How, if it's stolen, it's not yours. How have you claimed ownership of something you don't own? Like my brain just can't, it doesn't understand. It doesn't compute in my head. So I'm like not understanding. And he's just laughing. And I'm like, this is wild. So my internet was 111.73. So let's edit this one. But yeah, it was just wild listening to this little young guy tell me. And he's a hoot because he's got, so this is 13. No, this came out earlier. I saw that on my account for the 7th. That's really early. I didn't see that even on my statement. Maybe they're changing the dates. Thank God I take it out of paycheck number one, huh? But he's telling his whole story. So he's got like this Bass Pro hat and it's on his curly hair. And then he has like this fish hook like thing on there. And so for me, I'm looking at him, probably smiling because I'm wondering, is that really a fish hook on your hat? And why is it there? Like, but he's just talking about his day. He had been working all night. And so I really appreciate him getting my car to Firestone. So I just got to wait on them. And so probably, I'm not sure if I'll know by the time I do my budget. I have a training thing that I'm putting together this week. So I know I got to put all that stuff together for work. And so I don't know if I'm going to do that video today and then make sure I'm ready for the week, or wait till later in the week to shoot that video. So that way I can tell you for sure how much it costs to get that car fixed. Ugh, my boo thing, she is hurt. But I knew something was wonky because even if they changed um, the battery light was coming on. It wasn't coming on frequently. It was every once in a blue moon, it would come on with the seatbelt light. And I'm like, what is going on with the seatbelt now? Like it was just like these lights. And I'm like, I know they told me they tested it. And they did some kind of test. They tested the starter, the alternator, the battery. And I had it all flushed, make sure I don't have no bad gas in there. Like I did all what I thought I needed to have done. So I'm wondering what is, I think it's the alternator is going out, because my oldest son was able to jump it for my oldest son, my youngest son. And so they got it going and then they got it into the apartment complex. And so they're like halfway to where we live and she cuts off again. And my youngest son was like, the brakes were just breaking on them and stuff. Like it was just doing some wild stuff. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But luckily, I have been putting money aside in my emergency fund for stuff like this. Even though it's a little bit frustrating. What am I saying? A little bit frustrating. It's a whole lot of frustrating. I am frustrated. But and I know I don't have $4,000 in it yet. That would have been if I got the total 1,014 deposit, I would have 4952.71. But I probably have more than enough to cover it to get it fixed and everything. It's just like too advanced forward. You taking steps back, and that's kind of frustrating. And that's probably why I haven't been doing any kind of savings tracker for the emergency fund, because I know that's the way it works. It's like you have these things that happen and then it drops down, where if I color in this much you can't go back, and it's the whole little thing. So it's just like, do I want to do that yet? Do I want to start tracking my emergency fund? I know some people have been asking if I would put that in the video and stuff, and I just haven't been wanting to, because I just have so much stuff, and right now I just feel so vulnerable right now. And I don't know why I feel that way at this phase versus when I was in debt. I have no idea. But anywho, thank y'all so much for watching the video. I have classified everything. And so that's our one surprise thing for the week. I'm hoping that they get the car fixed Monday. But I can work from home. But yeah, I need to go in to do some other stuff. But if they can get that done Monday, that would be marvelous. I can always take my son's car. I just don't want to, because it kind of makes it where he can't do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? Because of that. But anyway, I will talk to you guys again on Thursday. We're going to be doing my paycheck number 2 budget. And so, yay for that. And thank God the tow truck was able to come. So I am happy about that. But I will talk to you guys later. Let me know how your month has been going so far. Hopefully it's a lot better than mine. Because don't nobody need to be going through car issues right now like I am. But I will talk to you guys on Thursday. So y'all have a great one. Bye.